Okay, it's been a while since I covered crypto, but I do own a crypto miner, and I think some of you are interested in crypto. Maybe you also own miners. So I'll just show you very quickly the lines I have. So on the upside, remember, Bitcoin, by the way, has not reached all-time highs, far from that, whereas the markets have. And I think the markets have kind of come down a little bit, at least in the very short term, because they've just gone astronomically up, right? Just total vertical candles. So here, Bitcoin, yesterday it had a big drop, by the way, but the bounce was good, so it's still intact. But to the upside, I got 48,000. To the downside, I have quite a few, so it's going to find quite a lot of support. First of all, we have this ascending, which is still intact. Despite this drop yesterday, it bounced decently, and it pretty much closed halfway through the range of the day. So I don't think it's closed, it hasn't closed below it, so it's intact. And we also have these two little mini horizontal supports. So the first one is simply because several days it hit it, including that day, yesterday. And then there's one just below it. So I just thought, why not put both? Basically between 40,000 and 40,500. So 40,000 is support. It's also a big round number. Otherwise, you have the ascending one. First, got to close below the ascending one before we can start looking at these horizontals. And if we close below 40,000, that should really take it down at least $2,000 more dollars. First of all, the psychological close below 40,000 should be sufficient, but also we've got these technical breaches. And then we've got this level here. I've got 38,000. It's the sort of resistance up here. It was the ceiling. It popped its head above, but never closed on a daily candle above. And once it did, basically went up almost 10,000, you know. So I think this 38,000 is also a level. And also look at this horizontal daily touches here, tagging. If we consider the time element, if we were to start going down, it would actually coincide. So on the downside, I got 40,000 to 40,500. And then we've also got 38,000. But just before, remember, got the ascending that's still working. And on the upside, 48,000. That's it. You know, once we start taking this down, then we can start looking at old numbers like 30,000, big round number, should coincide with the time element. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum has been weaker. It actually closed below this ascending. I'm not sure how much it counts because everything really follows Bitcoin, and it has done for a while. In fact, if you look at Bitcoin dominance, it's pretty much just been rising for months. So that's quite impressive. A lot of people look at Ethereum and also Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Actually, that's a metric they use to consider whether alternative season has begun or not, and that's nearing its lows. So do we close below that and flush more, which means whether Bitcoin goes up or down, Bitcoin eats more of the market share, and these altcoins, I don't think you have the best list because there's always new ones emerging, but they will just erode more against Bitcoin and actually drop in terms of Bitcoin value. But just to return to Ethereum, you know, obviously it's taking the lead. I mean, Bitcoin takes the lead. So if Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum will go up, but still looks a bit weak. You know, we've lost this ascending support. So maybe we find a bit of resistance and then come back down. But for me, 2,100, just above 2,100 is support. You can see it was resistance here, and it has tagged it several times, if you include this area. So yeah, 2,100 if you're on Ethereum. Otherwise, down we go. But again, it's all about Bitcoin. Now, for the miners, which actually intrigued me more because I own HIVE. So just to show, I'll start off with HIVE. Why not? It deserves it. Here we go. We've got quite a lot of, I mean, look at this ascending support, and a lot of them have the same good ascending support. Now, obviously, if Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially Ethereum for HIVE, start to drop, then we will close below the ascending and down we go. But you can see how the miners have not all the miners have done that well. Ethereum has just been average. Recently had a nice pop whilst the others weren't doing as much. So it did catch up a little bit, but there you are. Those are the levels, you know. I don't see us going below 3 unless Bitcoin really drops below at least 40,000 at least. We also have some resistance on the upside. But just to cover the other ones, RIOT, you know, also has an ascending support but hasn't touched it. So that's been outperforming my HIVE. Mara is probably the best one. Probably, look at that massive move from 750 all the way up. That's 100 or 200% move. That's a big move there in Mara. So that's a good one. And also some of them have this long line here. Like, look, it was support here, it was support here, resistance here, and therefore support here. But we actually bounced before that. And also some other ones I covered, Bitfarm, which has also been outperforming recently. I wish I held that one actually. Look at that, from $1 to 350. Huge moves, you know, in just a couple of weeks. HUT8, you know, also big moves, not as much. And also, by the way, the big ones, MicroStrategy, they're not really miners, they're more I don't know, crypto institutions, if you will, but they're doing okay. And Coinbase, which had a bit of a drop. But so yeah, I'm just, I also watch these because I hold Hive for a long-term hold. I didn't sell any on this move. I didn't sell any, did I? No, I didn't. Because it's a long-term push, and also because I was expecting, just in case Bitcoin makes new highs, then maybe Hive can go back to its old highs of high 20s. So, which would really be worth holding. There you go. That's just a quick update on crypto. I sort of forgot crypto the last couple of weeks, maybe even months, and I might just do quick videos, quicker than this one, just covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the miners like I've just done. Hope that was of use.